Riverside and Southern California properties endure intense, prolonged heat exposure throughout the summer months. In this specific climate, insulation must act as a shield, aggressively keeping solar heat out during the long summer season. This scorecard shows symptoms of a failing thermal defense, starting with unexpectedly high summer cooling bills. Inside, you'll experience uneven room temperatures and excessive heat radiating from your attic. Eventually, these compound into persistent drafts and heavy reliance on air conditioning to maintain comfort. These combined issues suggest that the physical barrier between your living space and the outside air is no longer effective at blocking the environment. This barrier is known as the building envelope. It is the physical layer separating your controlled indoor climate from the raw exterior heat. When outdated or insufficient insulation causes this envelope to fail, the building structure absorbs exterior heat and retains it long after the sun goes down. That retained heat forces your HVAC system into overdrive, running continuously to fight the heat radiating from your own walls. This drives up utility costs and shortens the lifespan of your AC unit. Fixing your thermal envelope is not a simple one-size-fits-all purchase. You have to match the solution to your specific architecture. You face a direct trade-off, minimizing your upfront installation costs versus maximizing long-term operational efficiency, requiring advanced materials or complex removals. Choosing the cheapest option or the highest-rated product online without factoring in your property's specific needs often results in wasted money and permanent indoor discomfort. This comparison matrix maps the 4 dominant insulation materials against specific property needs, starting with fiberglass. Fiberglass utilizes affordable rolls or bats. It provides a highly cost-effective installation process and delivers a good baseline level of thermal resistance. The trade-off is that fiberglass does not create an airtight seal. It leaves the property vulnerable to microdrafts unless paired with a completely separate vapor barrier. If you own an older home where tearing open finished drywall isn't an option, you need to look at cellulose. Installers blow this dense, eco-friendly recycled material directly into closed cavities. It tightly fills irregular spaces and awkwardly shaped wall gaps. While it's excellent for minimally invasive retrofits, it requires specialized blowing equipment and highly precise installation to prevent the material from settling over time. Both fiberglass and cellulose offer strong, affordable solutions for thermal defense. However, neither perfectly stops air leakage on their own. Looking back at the matrix, we reach the high-performance tier of insulation designed for total climate control and commercial efficiency, starting with spray foam. Spray foam expands aggressively upon application. It uniquely provides both high-level thermal insulation and total air sealing in a single step. The trade-off is significant. It carries the highest upfront capital cost. Additionally, if you ever need to alter plumbing or electrical lines in that wall later, removing the hardened foam is incredibly difficult. Finally, we have the situational outlier, Rockwool or mineral wool, which is reserved for specialized residential zones or commercial properties. Installing these incredibly dense bats provides unmatched fire resistance, actively repels moisture, and delivers heavy-duty acoustic soundproofing. However, it is often unnecessarily expensive if your only goal is basic residential attic thermal control. Spray foam and Rockwool provide the most robust thermal and air barriers available, though energy savings take much longer to offset the initial price tag. Selecting the material is only half the process. The most common hidden cost in any retrofit project is the physical condition of your existing attic. Older insulation severely degrades over time due to natural settling, prolonged moisture exposure, and contamination from pest activity. This decision tree maps the workflow. If the existing insulation is damaged or contaminated, you require a full extraction rather than simply topping off the existing layer with new material. Laying new material directly over active moisture or pest debris traps the rot against your ceiling. This reduces the performance rating of your new insulation. The trade-off of the removal process is straightforward. It improves your indoor air quality and restores your baseline performance, but it adds significant labor costs and timeline delays to your project. Skipping a necessary extraction to save on upfront costs will actively sabotage the lifespan and efficiency of any new insulation investment. This quadrant chart visualizes how these options stack up. The material you choose dictates comfort and costs for 2 decades. For budget-conscious owners, fiberglass trades a lower upfront cost for slightly higher long-term cooling bills. For older homes, a cellulose retrofit maximizes the thermal envelope without tearing out drywall. For commercial owners, spray foam locks in maximum efficiency, accepting a heavy upfront cost to secure long-term savings. Rockwool remains a situational choice outside this traditional thermal matrix, reserved specifically for heavy noise reduction or strict fire hazard concerns. Before calling contractors, first inspect your attic. Track your summer cooling bills to establish your baseline need. The material in your walls serves as the primary regulator for your HVAC system's daily workload and your property's total energy consumption.